One of the biggest mistakes many inside sales reps make is pitching the gatekeeper. For some reason they feel compelled to pour their pitch on the first pair of ears they get, and unfortunately, this usually gets them into trouble. To start with, the gatekeeper is just that someone whose job it is to screen salespeople from getting through to the decision maker. The worst thing you can do is immediately identify yourself as a salesperson by pitching them in hopes that they'll be so moved by your pitch that they'll want to. You are of making them. So leading with your pitch is the last thing you want to do. Also, the reason you don't want to pitch the gatekeeper is because they don't care what you are selling, and they usually have zero say in whether to buy from you or not. Again, they are gatekeepers, not decision makers. Pitching them will mean nothing, and all it will do is annoy them and waste your time. So, what to do? Your job, believe it or not, is to get past the gatekeeper with as little interrogation as possible and with as little pitching as possible, and connect with the decision maker. That is the person you want to give your brief pitch to. So here are a copy of ways to avoid pitching the gatekeeper and instead getting to the decision maker. 1. By now, you've already read about my please technique. Some of you are already using it, and isn't it great? For those of you who missed it, it's simple. To avoid 65% or more of any screening, simply open your call with 2. If you don't know the name of the person you are looking for, simply say, that's it. No pitching, no pleading to be put through. Instead, you are simply asking for their help, and then directing them to put you through. If you ask this in a polite way, you'll get through 65% of the time. 3. Now here comes the tricky part. In some cases, the gatekeeper has a little more authority, like an office manager or executive assistant, etc. In this case, it's okay to deliver your opening value statement, just so they know what it's about, but then it's highly important to try to get through to the decision maker as soon as possible. Here are a few ways to do that. The best way is to quickly qualify for decision maker status. As soon as you ask if they make the decision on what you are selling and are told that someone else makes the decision, that is your cue to ask to be put through to the actual DM. Try. Sometimes the gatekeeper or office manager will want a little more information on what it is you are offering, and in this case it's okay to give them more details, but just make sure that you qualify for their role in the decision process, and that you ask for the best way to connect with the other decision makers if possible. Sample questions include, and beside yourself, who makes the decision on this? Layer with, if this is something you like, how much influence do you have in the decision process? If they tell you their boss would make the final decision, then layer with, if you are then told they aren't available, try to get their name or direct email address or extension, and when you call back, if the assistant isn't available, ask for the DM directly. The major lesson here is that you must resist the temptation to pitch the gatekeeper or to give too much of your pitch to the assistant. If they aren't the final DM, give just enough to qualify for interest and then try to get through to the actual DM. This will save you a lot of time and headache later on. Copyright C. 2015 Mr. Inside Sales.